Hi, Mark here. Monday, November the 24th. It's 9:17 a.m. Eastern. That's 2:17 p.m. GMT. US session well underway. Let's have a look at the US dollar, starting on the dollar index. And you can see first red candlestick we've had for a while. Um, Not that the day is over yet, but certainly US dollar index giving up some of the gains that we saw towards the end of last week. I've got resistance at 121. I've got support at 99.93. And again, hang around that 100 level, which has been a tough level for buyers to maintain above that 100 mark on the index. There's the wick left behind. This was a solid red candlestick through the Asian into the European session, but US dollar is fighting its way back. You can see that. That's why I've got this wick at the bottom of the candle. If I zoom in on the hourly, there we'll see the fight back. Here you see it right now. The last 2 hours, US dollar fighting its way back. So we'll see how that plays out now that the US session is underway. Let's have a look at the majors, starting on the euro against the US. And there you see the weak US dollar today. Last week, strong US dollar, selling euro, buying US, all these red candlesticks. Today, there is the turnaround so far. Green candlestick, that's buying euro, selling US dollar, from strong dollar to weak dollar so far. I've got support at 115.03. I've got resistance at 115.50, and we'll see whether this continues. Euro strength against the dollar, but there's the wick left behind. That's selling euro, buying US, a fight back by the US, say a US dollar, same as we saw on the index. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see the fight back, selling euro, buying US dollar buyers looking down at the 115 support level. Let's have a look at the pound against the US, starting on the daily. And there you see a doji candlestick, that's no body, open and close the same, tried higher, tried lower, and sitting alongside Friday's close for now. I've got support at 130.87. I've got resistance at 131.17. And right now, sitting, as I say, at Friday's close. If I zoom in on the hourly just to see how we got there, you can see 2 hours ago there is the big green candle that's buying pound, selling US dollar. And in the last 2 hours, that's a US dollar fighting back, looking down at the 130.87 support. And that's going along with US dollar strength. Let's have a look at the US against the yen. Again, starting on the daily, US dollar has been very strong against the yen, all the way up to 157.85. We saw that at the end of last week. Friday, we did see the turnaround, the red candle that's selling US, buying yen. Um, hasn't continued into the new week. Firstly, a gap up to start. You can see there's the close at 156.39 on Friday, and then the open to start the new week at 156.64. I've got support right now at 156.52 and intraday resistance being tested right now at 157. So if the US dollar does fight its way back, like we're seeing on the index, on the euro, and on the pound against the yen, buyers will be looking up to maintain above 157 or higher. US dollar weakness would see sellers step in and look down at the support level. Let's have a look at US dollar against the Canadian. And we did see strong US dollar last week against the Canadian, continuing again today. I've got support at $1.4090, and I've got resistance at 141.18. That's a narrow, going on 30 pip range. It is narrow, you can see that, but certainly US dollar to start the US session. Buyers will look to test this 141.18, tough level to break and maintain above. Wasn't able to do so before. We can see that beginning of the month. And on Friday, we'll see where the buyers can get above that level again today and maintain there. A turnaround from strong US dollar to weak US dollar would see sellers looking down at below the 141 and down at the 140.90 support level. So US dollar strong to start, hasn't really given up much of those gains yet. Let us zoom in on the hourly. There you can see sitting for now in the middle of that range. Buyers looking up to test that resistance, and sellers looking down at the below 141 down to the 140.90. So to start with, weak US, pretty much across the board, we've seen weak US dollar fighting its way back. We'll see how that plays out during the US session. We've got resistance and support levels to work with. Good trading.